It is the newest plan to rescue public transit, and it calls for all of us to pay more to cross Bay Area bridges. Today, lawmakers proposed a plan to raise tolls another $1.50 for 5 years, with the money going to Bay Area transit agencies. That means, if approved, it would cost $8.50 to cross most Bay Area bridges next year. John Ramos on why lawmakers say the toll hikes are necessary and how commuters feel about it.
Transit agencies have not wanted to make any cuts to their operations, but ridership revenues are way down, so they are staring at a huge fiscal cliff. So now some legislators have decided that the best way to save transit is to force those who don't use it to pay for it. It's estimated that Bay Area transit agencies are looking at a $2.7 billion deficit through fiscal year 2027-28. Advocates have been beating the drum for a bailout to keep them operating, but the amount the state is considering would only cover a small portion of that. So Senator Scott Wiener announced a new proposal to help bridge the gap.
SB 532 is a temporary emergency increase in bridge tolls over the next 5 years for the 7 state-owned bridges. That's all the Bay Area bridges except for the Golden Gate Bridge, which is its own entity. It will increase tolls by $1.50 over a 5-year period. That will generate over 5 years about $900 million and will help us avoid cuts.
The problem is, after the pandemic, there are simply fewer people commuting into places like San Francisco. That spells big trouble for an agency like BART that relies heavily on rider fares to cover the cost of operation. Gone are the days when trains looked like this. And MTC spokesman John Goodwin doesn't think they're coming back.
Look, I don't think you're going to see the kinds of crowds that you had, up until March of 2020. I think those days are gone.
So with ridership on all forms of transit unlikely to fully recover, the idea of a greater public subsidy is being looked at as a given. The bridge toll hike would be the first tax designed to pay for everyday operation of transit. But as he filled up his car near the Bay Bridge, GV Boss thinks the drivers, especially low-income drivers, need to be considered.
Well, I think there needs to be a conversation, especially including those who have to do the commute, those who will be actually paying the tolls, as opposed to just people who are pushing the legal paperwork.
The bridge toll idea is being proposed for 5 years as a way to make it past 2026. That's when Senator Wiener says they will probably attempt a large regional tax initiative to permanently fund public transit, taking it out of the hands of legislators. There was talk about an initiative in 2024, but political strategist Eric Zell thinks that's off the table.
A lot of focus in 2024 in terms of ballot measures is going to be focused on housing. And I think that transit has taken a backseat to this.
He thinks voters will be waiting to see if the transit experience can improve in the next 3 years. So what are the chances that people who are not currently using public transit in large numbers would be willing to tax themselves to preserve it? Zell says they're actually pretty good.
What we have found on transportation measures, particularly around transit, is that people that drive will actually vote to tax themselves to get other people who are driving off the road and onto transit.
So there you have it. It seems the secret to getting everyone behind public transit is to promise people that the other guy is willing to use it.